Hi guys, welcome back to Build with Temi. Today, we're going to be talking about something very interesting, the impact of good and bad on your purpose. First of all, let's define what is good. Good is something that is desirable and something that is approved of. So automatically, bad is something that is undesirable and something that is unapproved of. But we know that bad is the beginning of evil things. So let's also determine what is evil. Evil is something that is immoral and it is wicked. I know you're wondering, why are we talking about evil, right? It's because some of the things we call bad things, they are actually evil things. For instance, sabotaging your colleague at work. That is an evil thing to do. It's not a bad thing. It's not until you tie wrapper and you're dancing around in a coven at night for you to do evil thing. Sometimes even a simple lie is evil. Now, let's talk about the standard of what is good. The truth is, being good is almost unattainable. I even think it's unattainable because it's such a high standard that you have to always be good all the days of your life. And I think it's only God that can achieve that standard of living. But we can strive to be good. We can choose daily, every single day we wake up, and decide to be good. And this is especially important in this time because sometimes some of the things we think are good, they might eventually become bad. For instance, there is someone who is clearly lazy, and then you keep giving this person an allowance every month. You are not being good to them. You're actually being bad to them because you're indulging their laziness. And sometimes you might decide that, oh, you want to be good to people and you start giving them cash and all of those things. But by the time you start demeaning them, making them do things that is beneath them as a human being, or talking to them anyhow simply because you are helping them, or bringing unnecessary publicity to that help you're doing, you know that that good thing that you intended to do has automatically turned bad. So we need to be careful that when we are doing these things that we call good, they are actually good things. While I was preparing for this video, I read a whole lot of articles on what is good and what is bad. And it was so surprising to me that some of the articles I read actually said it depends. It depends on the society, it depends on the standard of living. And I'm like, I don't understand. There is nothing like it depends when it comes to good or bad. You know what is good and you know what is bad. We all have that internal clock, that thing we call our conscience, that calls us out when we do bad things. So we know exactly what is good and what is bad. So there's nothing like it depends. The example I'll give for this is, imagine someone stole your wallet or you misplaced your wallet. That is a bad thing, right? Now imagine you found a wallet on the floor on a day that you have not had anything to eat and you did not have any money. Are you going to say, oh, I need to return this wallet to the owner because the owner will be stranded? Or you will say, oh my God, thank you, because this is your way of blessing me. So if it was bad that you misplaced your wallet in that previous example, it is also bad to the person who has misplaced this wallet. And whether you have something to eat or not, you must find a way to return that wallet to the owner, or keep it for as long as you can till you figure out who the owner is. If you did not find that wallet on the road that day, you would have still sorted yourself out and eaten. So don't see that as the way God is blessing you. One thing I always tell myself when I am in shady situations like that is the blessings of God will never look suspicious or cause confusion. And honestly, there is a saying that completely captures it. This is, the blessings of God make it rich and adds no sorrow. So if there's any form of sorrow or confusion, then it's not a blessing from God. One thing I normally hear a lot of people say is, be a good person, be a good person. But what does it truly mean to be a good person? To be a good person means that you truly love everyone around you. This doesn't just mean you say, I love you, but you genuinely show love. So what does it mean to love people? To show love means to seek the highest good for that person every single time. And the perfect example for this is, imagine you're a senior at work and your subordinate is messing up. Because you are seeking your subordinate's highest good, you will always call them out when they mess up. You won't say, oh, I don't want to offend anybody. Oh, no. No. If you show them love, you would call them out when they mess up. Think of it like this. There is no parent that will buy ice cream for their children every single day because they love their children. Even though ice cream is something that children love very much, because they know that this will make them malnourished, it can cause tooth decay, it can make them obese, and it's going to damage and affect their life. So there is a sort of balance that comes with true love. So if you truly love someone, you will always maintain that balance. It means you're not going to be selfish, you're not going to be wicked. Even when people are wicked to you, you're going to easily forgive them. This doesn't mean you're not going to have boundaries, and we're going to discuss boundaries someday, but it means that you're not going to be sitting somewhere plotting their downfall. And because you love people, you will be genuinely joyful also. You would easily forgive. You will have peace. And all of these qualities are the things that make someone a good person. And it's important for me to state that there is a difference between being good and just trying to look good. What we have these days is people trying to look good and not actually be good. Now that we know what it means to be a good person, let's talk about what it means to be a bad person. The truth is, once you are opposite of what I described, you are automatically a bad person. But I'll give you context. If you're a bad person, you will lack forgiveness. You would get angry easily. You will have uncontrollable anger. You will not be patient. You would be short-sighted. You will just want things to happen for you immediately. In fact, the most obvious sign that you are a bad person is unforgiveness. The truth is, forgiving people and walking in love is not something that is easy. But with God, all things are possible. That's why as a person, you have to make the daily decision, asking God to help you to walk in love and be a good person to everyone around you. So today I'm going to be sharing with you the consequences of being a good person at all times. First of all, you will be aligned with purpose. You will find favor automatically because you will nurture relationships and not burn bridges. You would also radiate positive energy that will just attract favor to you. You'll be fruitful in all you're doing because you are blessing other people. So you will always be blessed. So the consequences are just too numerous. I will also share a practical story one of my mentors shared with me. There was a mentor of mine who told me about one time he got a transaction, but the person bringing it told him that for them to release the transaction to him, he needed to pay a bribe. He refused to pay this bribe and he moved on. Years later, I'm talking 10, 15 years later, someone calls him and say there is a particular transaction they want him to do, but they need someone who is honest and will not compromise. And that was why they called him. So that transaction he left years ago was the one opening doors for him years after. This new transaction opened numerous doors for him and blessed him beyond his imagination. That is why it's important to always have your values and be a good person at all times. I know I mentioned earlier that one of the reasons why you should be good is because there's some sort of justice system in the world that whatever you do comes back to you, whether good or bad, in multiple folds. But that shouldn't be your reason for being good. Be good just because you want to be good, because it doesn't work that way. If you give someone 20 naira because you are expecting that 2,000 naira will come back to you, it might not come and you'll be disappointed. So if you're going to give someone 20 naira, give them that 20 naira genuinely from your heart. Most importantly, it's very easy to be good to your friends. It's very easy to be good to people that are good to you. It's even very easy for you to be good to strangers. But you see, the people you need to be good to, they're the people that have done bad things to you. I know that this thing is not easy because first of all, you're going to have to first forgive them and move on before you now start doing good things to them. To be very honest, it's not easy for you to repay someone that did evil to you with good. And that is where God comes in. And for you to always ask for help, that you should walk through it. There are some people that even when I'm trying to, relate with them, I'll just say, God, please help me to love this person as a human being. Help me to just walk right with this person. Help me to forgive this person, because truly, if I should think about the things they have done to me, I'm not even supposed to be engaging with them in the first place. And you can walk like that too. And God helps everybody. God's help is available for all. So just ask for it. The worst thing you can do to yourself is to repay the good that has been done to you with evil. try your best to always, even if you can't even do good back to the person, just be neutral, just be normal, be a decent human being. Finally, like I said earlier, it's not easy to be good, especially this our human nature. In fact, sometimes it feels good to do bad things than to do good things, but we need to continually strive to do good things. So here are steps you can take whenever you fall and you do bad things. First of all, confess and repent. If you can, go and confess to the people you did that bad thing to. One of the things this will do is it's going to make you ashamed of yourself, and hopefully you will never do that thing again. And then repent and make the decision to start being good again. 2, let go of the guilt and shame. 3, learn from it and don't do it again. 4, make things right if you can. If it is something that, okay, maybe you took something from someone, you can replace that thing back, whether they know or they do not know. Just try to see how you can restitute. Finally, have people that you are accountable to. Recently, I was about to make a decision that was against my values and my ethics. Immediately, I just sent it to one of my sisters, and the person said, no, this is unacceptable. That was the push that I needed to actually stand firm and say no. So have people like that within your corner and be very accountable to them. And with that, we have come to the end of this episode of Build with Temi. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've learned something, and I pray that God continues to give you the strength to be good at all times, because you need it to achieve your purpose in life. My name remains Temi Odenyika. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And feel free to send an email to me at buildwithtemi@gmail.com. I can't wait to read from you. Bye.